Hey everybody, this is Victoria from MadameNoire.com, and we're out here in Union Square, which is a very busy area for protests, for shopping, for work, and we wanted to get everybody's opinions on last night's indictment decision. Of course, as you know, a grand jury finally came back in, and the news was that they were not going to indict Officer Darren Wilson in the killing of Mike Brown. And of course, the reactions to that have been very mixed. There's been a lot of emotion, and so we came to Union Square and tried to ask people their opinions, their real opinions, and people definitely kept it real, so let's check out what everybody had to say.
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty fresh to me, but I think overall it was a decision that hurt black people, but not only black people, but people as Americans overall. I think it definitely set us back, and for me it just brought this crushing reality to me that I'm a target. Any moment I could be that person, so it doesn't matter, you know, what university things I'm wearing, how much is in my bank account. All they see is a black guy. So
overall, I feel like it was wrong. Like it only happens with black males or even black females, because there's a lot of cases with white women gotten off, white males gotten off. It's a little nerve-wracking to want to bring a child into this environment, because I don't want to worry about my child being shot or killed for something. And it's just a regular day. He could be walking down the street and he could be, fit the description.
It's sad because I have a son. I have brothers, I have nephews, I have cousins, and we all have to live through this. And it's never going to change because we don't change ourselves. So it's like, I'm scared. I have to raise him the best way I can, just pray.
I think that the reaction from the public, given the way the media has really gravitated towards the racism aspect of things, is the problem.
Okay.
It seems, unfortunately, in the neighborhoods that I come from, if a black individual takes the life of a black individual, there's no marches. Nobody comes out. Nobody says no justice, no peace. You can sell drugs in my neighborhood. Snitch code. You can basically do what you want when you want. Person shoots a kid, happens to be white, everybody wants to march and shut down quickie marks and burn down the city. It's unfortunate.
I mentioned I'm the mother of an 18-year-old now, and it's difficult to figure out what to tell your children when the people who are supposed to be protecting them are basically hunting them. And it might be anger talking. I mean, I'm sure it's not specifically hunting, but that's what it feels like. It feels like it's the life of our young black men don't weigh as much as others, and it's very, very unfortunate, and it's upsetting.
I'm so horrified by the demise of judicial system and the catering to public opinion. I'm actually pleased but somewhat disappointed that there were not bigger revolts even in Times Square and here. I think everyone is beaten down by Trayvon. I think they're beaten down by this. And I think the problem with social media is we think if we type a Twitter, we don't need to do much more.
You're trying to boycott Black Friday. None of that's going to work.
You don't think so?
You got to start with yourself. You're not doing the same thing yourself. So how are you going to expect other people to treat you with respect? You don't treat yourself with respect.
I think the peaceful protests are needed. The violent protests, can't okay that kind of behavior, but you can understand it. It's aggravation, frustration. Sometimes you feel like, what are you going to do? Just don't.
I mean, whenever these shootings happen, I think they are the inevitable conclusion of white supremacy. So I think that you can put just about anyone in those shoes of the officer who hasn't done the work of deconstructing the world that we live in, and they might act similarly, because it's not just the individuals, they're a product of they're the product of white supremacy, and the white supremacist, patriarchal, capitalist, can I say fuckery? Go ahead if you want to. Fuckery that we live in. So I think I was in class today. I go to school around the corner, and I am leaving because I just can't be in class. It's really hard. I'm really I'm swinging between so depressed to emotionless, and I'm someone that usually does a lot of organizing and community work, but I don't know what work we can do now. I don't know. I'm sure tomorrow I'll feel, maybe, I'm not sure of that actually. I mean, I'm sure sometime in the future I'll be feeling hopeful again.
Of course. I mean, I think there's always something that can be done. It's the last thing that you want to do is throw up your hands and say, oh, well, this is the way it is. I mean, change never happens that way. So I'm optimistic that there will be change.